Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is General Odhiambo. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment, like, then share with us your thought kindly. So today I want to talk about something and probably an interesting discussion here. Why do you think Mount Kenya is not safe, or rather, don't term themselves in government even after one Professor Kithure Kindiki has been nominated or appointed as the deputy president after the exit, or maybe, if at all, Rigathi Gachagua goes home. It is true that the deputy president seat has always been the embattled one since the time of so-called independence. We saw it with Oginga Odinga being the vice president by then of one Jomo Kenyatta, the first president. Then later on, resigning, citing frustrations and emulation from the government, and later on forming his Kenya's People's Union as a party. Well, we have also seen the so-called Daniel Toroitich arap Moi being the deputy president of one Kenyatta. Well, the so-called Moi never sat well with the Kiambu mafias, or rather the Mount Kenya mafias. And for that matter, they wanted him out. And to some extent, Moi will cite frustrations from the junior officers and probably from the DOs and the provincial commissioners. So, with all this, probably Kenyatta wanted Moi to be the president after him, which never sat well with the Kiambu mafias. It is true that the Kiambu mafias, or the Mount Kenya mafia, have always wanted somebody of their own, somebody who they can manipulate, and somebody who can dance to their tune, and probably act as this demigod. The Mount Kenya mafias tried, but Kenyatta, knowing this, he assigned one Charles Njonjo, the then Attorney General, to oversee, or rather to ensure a peaceful transition after his demise, that is in 1978 in August. So, well, coming back now, or rather drawing nearer, Moi appointed the then 2010 constitution. It was the vice president, which was the president could appoint and could hire and fire, which is not the time currently, and maybe it was revised in the COK 2010 to mean the deputy president can only be impeached through the National Assembly and the Senate with a 2/3 of the number of both the houses. So to mean currently the deputy president can only serve at the security of tenure, given that the president cannot fire or hire. But in this event, as things unfold, we have seen the embattled Rigathi Gachagua impeached in both the houses, and probably he is only banking his hopes in one judiciary, which might be positive or negative, depending on the ruling of the so-called judiciary or the High Court, all the way to Supreme. Well, back to our topic today. Why Mount Kenya don't, or They don't consider themselves being in government, even with Kithure Kindiki as the deputy president. Kithure Kindiki is soft-spoken and probably an arrogant, elitist, is somebody who has risen through the ranks. He has created a great wall of love, probably in so many government offices, in so many government so-called institutions, in both the constitutional institutions and every place where I could manage. But then Kithure Kindiki might not be a choice for a good number of the Mount Kenya Mafia and a good number of the people from the central region of the Mount Kenya. For one reason, one Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki is not aggressive, in the sense that Kithure Kindiki might not be in a position to campaign, or rather is not orally gifted. Secondly, Kithure Kindiki has not accumulated that much wealth that can manage him bankroll, even if he decides to run for the big office in the country. To me, Kithure Kindiki is not fit, or rather has no financial masculine to run for the highest office in the land. And probably, being that the Kikuyus and the Mount Kenya people are hoping for the big city in the country, they don't see any light at the end of the tunnel with Kithure Kindiki as being in the second most biggest seat in the land. So it is evident that the Mount Kenya people are more interested in the presidency. They are not looking anything short. They are not looking anything smaller than the presidency. And for that matter, Gachagua was being molded to be the president. Unfortunately, or as a turn of events, things have gone so, and probably the Mount Kenya might consider being in government for quite a while. Having said that, let's check on something else. Okay, the emergence or the exit of Gachagua in the political scene or the political arena has led to emergence of new power operatives, or the government operatives, or the mercenaries, call it. And more so from the Mount Kenya. Because we have seen over the past days, we have seen those who are pulling the trumpets, or rather, those who are acting as the spokesperson or the right-hand man of the President William Ruto. We have seen one, Oscar Sudi, acting as somebody who knows what should be done or what the government is planning to do. Or Oscar Sudi has acted as somebody who knows the government plans and maybe it is about to be executed. Well, everything in government, or rather everything in politics, is well planned, it is well executed, and probably it must materialize. When Well, the government of today is so much determined to take Rigathi Gachagua out. Maybe because they wanted to run for the biggest office in 2027, or rather was sabotaging the government's projects, which to them it is true. But then, look, today the government is run from the office of somebody. The government is run from the briefcase. And probably the government is run from the home. Unlike the Kikuyu's mafia, which you'll never tell who runs the government from the back door or from the bedroom. The so-called the people from the rift, or rather the presidents from the rift, have always shown us who run the government. During Moise regime, it was one Nicholas Biwott who ran the government. And today, we have three people, and most importantly, Felix Koskei as the head of public service. Secondly, is the so-called Farouk Kibet as the assistant of the president, and the third one is the MP of Kapsaret, the so-called Oscar Kipchumba Sudi. So it is true that things are shifting swiftly and steadily, and probably the politics might take another trajectory, leaving behind so-called one Rigathi Gachagua. They term it as a political will of change, which might not be active for the common mwananchi, but then it is for the own detriment. And probably, as time goes, we will realize that maybe Gachagua was right and maybe Gachagua was wrong. As I make a full stop on this, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, and tell us maybe what you think about this topic, and what is your idea, or rather, what is your conclusion on Rigathi's exit in the national politics. Asanteni sana. God bless you.